Let's flip it over and let's jump into once again, we are listening to the original UK pressing. So we're jumping into US 80s and 90s. That last minute and a half is almost a minute and a half of the same
Yeah,
repetitive instrumentation and letting Mark just he is the
yeah.
original rapper. I mean, he's
This
the
is.
original big shot rapper, so you got to let him go
I,
off on the
I
beat.
think Brixton did say this was the version of a rap song.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not his best lyrics, but I do like the situation, right? I like the situation he's in, kind of getting manhandled by Boston immigration, uh, or by multiple entities.
I was gonna say, I mean, I just love that he's trying to come into America with all this shit
Hmm.
anyways. Like,
Hmm.
oh, who travels from Britain with beer?
Oh, that's the good stuff.
We gotta get the good.
The
Yeah,
weak beer, the weak beer. There's
there's
no
no
good
good
weak beer
ales,
here.
no good cask ales that I can drink.
This to say, like the beer here is too strong. I got to bring my Boddingtons. But what about well, how do you feel about the laser beam futuristic sounds? Because they are talking about the future, right? The
It's, I
1990s. It's
mean,
coming up.
this
That's what it's going
kind
to sound like.
this kind of sounds like a LA Part Two. They should have just
Mm.
called it that.
It really does sound like LA
LA
Part 2.
Two, LA Two,
LA 2 pound.
LA 2 pound. America sucks.
Uh,
I
yeah.
want to go back. I want to go home.
I mean, it does kind of sound like shitty fucking oh man. Those laser beam sounds, they need to that was just it's just unnecessary and I don't that's actually another thing that maybe we can add to the list of the cringe-worthy decisions is that that sound is not necessary. And I was listening to this song the other day and I felt like, you know what would be fun is if because at one point he says the 1890s, which I thought, oh, that really caught me because I said, what if it's not about the 1980s and the 1990s? It's actually Mark talking about, as he likes to do, a little, time excursion. And he's actually talking about the 1880s and the 1890s, which is kind of the dawn of recorded music and that where it starts to becoming accessible to the public a little bit and getting recorded music and recording things. And what if Mark is just like, this is what I want them to experience. I want them to experience the fall in 1890 on the first, phonograph. And if they did hear this, it would blow their mind. A fall rap song with laser beam sounds and outer space. Oh man, I like to think about it that way. And also him just talking about all the vices,
Yeah. Oh,
cigarettes, spikes, and gin. Yeah. There are great couplet of lines where I don't know what he's talking about, but I like it. And it's at the end where he says, Kentucky dead, keep pouring down. By Death Stadium. No more amused dressing room. My ambition, but one chance in 3 million, Jack, like cones of silence. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but that is real. I like listening to it every time, and I just wish that the band was allowed to do a little bit more while he's saying that stuff, that those lines, because it's really good. Um, yeah, that's another song where that's a single. I mean, that's on a 45 for me. That's on a
Yeah.
45. I don't I don't know. I know a lot of people love that song too, which is which is great. I wish I had the I wish I could crack it like that.
Could have the ear for that one. Yeah,
Hmm. Maybe it'll
it's
come to me.
it's
Yeah.
not it's gonna say it's not terrible. And it's an interesting start to side B, I guess, where you're like, huh,
It is,
wonder
yeah. In
wonder
that
what
context, it is. Yeah, in that context, it is.
and then yeah, the end of side A ends up talking about the battle the British won, and then more just shit on
And then
America. This is why you shouldn't have won. This is your
yeah,
country.
we just jumped into the future. This is what it sounds like. Chinese toys. Chinese toys, that'd be a good fall song. Okay, now let's go into a different now another left-hand turn, which is a person, a biopic, a weird, strange choice, but it's only from my perspective because I was not familiar with Terry Waite up until hearing this song, and after listening to it multiple times and having to look up what is Terry Waite's background and what's his deal and why is Mark writing about him, we'll get into it. So let's listen to Terry Waite Says. Apparently, he was some hostage negotiator that worked for
There's
the
the arch.
Archbishop of Canterbury. So I don't know, but apparently he was taken hostage, which is a really interesting situation on one of the attempts at getting some sort of hostage negotiation done. And apparently that's who Terry Waite is, but apparently Mark says that it's also about some random ass dude.
In the pub. Yeah, it's a different Terry. No, not that Terry Wade, the other guy. This guy from my bar.
Uh, so I like both. I like both. I actually prefer it being about some random guy at the bar that was just saying some wild things that Mark thought was hilarious or just intriguing that the words that were coming out of his mouth. That's much more up my alley because you know, Mark has in the past, and we've talked about it, where he takes kind of current event people, and I actually don't. I actually kind of take it with a grain of salt that it's about either of them fully. I bet you it's about both of them.
I
I
was
mean,
gonna
I feel like
say,
it's about
I
both.
was gonna say it kind of
Yeah,
ticked off, and then yeah, he never quite admits to the things
yeah,
that he should just acknowledge because he doesn't want to tip his hand, I don't
yeah,
think. But
yeah. And what did the on annotated fall? They found the radio interview where someone asked him from BBC Radio, which is really great that they found this little kind of quote where they asked him about this and they asked him about Terry Waite, and Mark says, "Oh yeah, he's a very impressive guy. He flies around and does absolutely nothing." That's
yeah,
Mark's perception of this guy that's a hostage negotiator. And
which just goes to show that
yeah,
you know that it's actually about him. If he actually knows who the guy is, you know it's about him.
yeah, definitely. He knows about him,
He
and that
knows
was
about
the
him,
first thing that came out.
yeah,
He could have easily just
but
said,
it's not him. But it's not about
"Yeah."
him.
No, he could have easily said if he got asked about Terry Waite. He said, "What do you think about Terry Waite?" He said, "Oh yeah, yeah, he lives in
The guy
in my
from the
neighborhood."
bar. Yeah, I know a guy named Terry.
Yeah, He's a weird guy, but he's a good guy. He's a good bloke.
He's got some funny, he says some funny things.
Uh, and honestly, that is the right length of a song. That's the right length of that song. That's
Yeah.
actually perfect. That's perfect. They nailed it. So
Right,
let's.
right spot in the tray seven. Just bury it in there.
It's another song where you're just like, this is a little too bouncy, but it's fine. It's fine. From Terry Waite Says, we're going into
Bournemouth Runner. Back to brooding.
Thank you. Let Steve fucking chill out and get that fucking sludge bass going. Steve Hanley can play that fast, bouncy bass, but he doesn't want to. I feel like he wants to play this. Also, anytime when Mark is whispering, I'm down for that. You like that delivery?
Oh yeah. Give me some quiet brooding. Let me lean in to hear what's happening.
Mm. Good dare.
No, don't get up and dance.
Bomb up, runner, cook of the day. Bomb up, runner, the first night. Bomb up, runner. He was a bomb up, runner.
And another piece of the DNA strand of the Parquet Courts band has
Yeah.
arrived. Yeah, when it kicks in, it really is. It's really working for me.
Yeah, they're smashing the keys.
Mm-hmm. That synth. I think Brick's playing the synth.
Yeah, I was gonna say it says Bricks or Simon Rogers are both on keys.
Oh, Simon Rogers, yeah. So what is this one about?
It is about a fan that jumped on stage and stole their swirly backdrop. And he ran off out the side door with it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The backdrop that got stolen that they were actually happy about it in the long run. They didn't have to keep putting it up or lugging it around. Not to go back, but in the US 80s and 90s, the last line, what is I forgot to tell the last line, it's like a reference. It's like kind of a direction where it says, look at page 19, small column, lower right hand side. Welcome to the 1980s. That's the way to end the song. It's so funny. It's so good. It's like he's reading it. He's like directly pulling it off of the page. He's like, that's good. A little direction. Like he's like filling out a form again at the dock.
It was just on his notes and he just read it
Mhm.
anyways.
He just read it off the note, the piece of paper that was torn out of some sort of manual. Yeah, this is real fun. And the new way that he delivers the lyrics in this one, oh man. Sometimes he's just saying words like calendar.
I was gonna say, yeah.
You're
It's
welcome.
good that it's also him doing it and then
Mm-hmm.
not like Brick
Mm-hmm.
screaming Bournemouth Runner.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the
Mm-hmm.
totally distracting.
Yeah, it's way better that he's doing it. Yeah, at the end he's just really rattling it off. And yeah, I like that a lot. It was coated in poison. Sometimes you can hear him like, and I always love it too, when you can hear him kind of making himself chuckle
Yeah, oh,
about
yeah.
some of the lines. I love that. And you can catch that a couple of times in the song, especially at the end.
He just it sounds like he's like you said, having a good time, making himself
Mhm.
laugh, enjoying the song, which you don't always get when you're
Mhm.
in a lot of them where you're like, oh,
Yep.
no one's forcing you up there, Mark. Just have a good
Yep.
time.
Yep. And it totally works. And this is one where it's upbeat, but it has and it just works. It just works. It's just doing it.
Yeah,
So
I'm almost surprised they didn't slow it back down, which they like to do. I mean, it started so slow and whispery. They usually, I
that
feel
would have
like
been a good move.
they yeah take it back and go back really to where
Mm,
they started.
that would have been once it picks up the pace, then it's like gone though,
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's like a
Especially
train
how
left.
fast that is too. Yeah, it's not like a intermix. There's no
Mm-mm.
chorus in there that slows it back down or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. That was a great one. And then let's get into a
Riddler.
Riddler. Riddler.
Riddler.
Monday night in Operation Control, I sat facing
I like mostly when he says, and around my way, the people still do say, the people still do part, and he just tries to add extra syllables into it where it doesn't fit. He just speeds it up a little bit and then tries to see if that works.
Yeah,
It's
go ahead.
just, I mean, I'm gonna choose to pick up the needle here and not have to listen to shoulder pads too. I mean, this is a much better end to this album than
Yeah,
shoulder
true.
pads 2 pounds.
It's so much better.
What a
Man.
great ending. I mean,
Oh, it
it's just
even
a
slows
slow,
down like you want it
yeah,
to.
slow burn. Don't ruin it.
Man. Yeah, it's like I said at the beginning, where this album always is taking me to a place I want to go and then cutting me down and then taking me back to it. It's almost like the songs are spaced out perfectly enough where I'm like, oh man, you let me down again, but I'm just gonna keep going. And then, oh, you really just gave me that little nugget I needed. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I just want it to be done right here, but onward we must go. That is just like going to the castle. That is such a dark, cool sound.
Even
Mm,
again, and or even the Auto Tech Pilot, which is on the next one, is way
I
better than
like,
shoulder
oh
pads
yeah,
too.
I know. I like Auto Tech Pilot as well. That's the one where I would put that in for also Living Too Late. Living Too Late, I think, goes on this album. I'm taking off, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but I'm taking off Terry Waite Says, I'm taking off,
Both shoulder pads.
yeah, I'm probably taking off both shoulder pads. I'm putting on Auto Tech Pilot and Living Too Late, and then also Hey Luciani single. I'll put that on there because that even has cool keyboard sound
So
that
what
fits.
I'm hearing you say is
Alternate version.
you want the CD.
I want the CD.
You want the shitty
Yeah,
CD.
I do want this shitty CD now that you're selling it. I do want this shitty CD. I'm gonna have to
American,
make my own album
American,
art.
American through and through. Yeah, just burn
Yeah,
it.
I
Yeah,
do want this CD.
just burn a boot.
I'll just burn it.
Download them all from LimeWire and just
I'm
burn
put them in a
those.
different order too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you're gonna have to because the tracks you download aren't gonna be the real ones
No, it's
anyway.
not. It's going to
So
be
you're
all
gonna,
mislabeled and misnamed. We might have some random like Limp
yeah,
Bizkit song.
booty.
Limp
Yeah,
Bizkit is going to be in there.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's Booty Girl XXXY that you wanted. That's actual living too late.
mhm.
You didn't know that, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the virus that I needed on my computer as well. Yeah, Riddler, 5 stars.
What a great
That
way to
ri-
end. What
ri-
a great way to end an
yeah,
album.
that was a that was a great album. So we going to pop the tab. Oh no, God, we got to do it.
No.
We're consummate professionals. Let's wrap it up with shoulder pads, 2 pound.
Walk to them, I'm talking heads out bar. A superhero on Hollywood kicks. Dim with lecture, hard friend. Was I victim in clown hat? Was I never turned? And then my powers did return. Watch out! Makers and plans. Send ES in shoulder pads.
I do kind of like in this version that it has that constant droning single note guitar throughout the whole thing. That's just like dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. I wish that they put that in the first one and then took out the melody line and or maybe played it with something else. And then I'd say that's the one version you need. And then you're good. You're good to go. And put it towards the back, middle.
Yeah, I mean, put
Rid-
it near Terry Waite Says. They're fat. They're both fast, quick, and kind of bouncy.
mhm. Riddler wraps it up. No, I'm taking Terry Waite Says off. With that sound, I think we do have to just give this a fair rating for what it is. Ben Sinister, 1986 on Beggar's Banquet. It is something special. It's the last John Leckie. It's the new version of The Fall as well, with Funky Psy coming in on drums. Still got Simon Rogers. We still got Craig Scanlon. Of course, we got Bricks and we got Mark E. Smith. It's the top of my list when it comes to the John Leckie albums that he produced, which is weird because some of the other albums they just have way more interesting tracks. But I just like when this one hits, it hits really good. And I'm just giving it a solid 7 pints.
7. Okay. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna drop it down. I'm gonna give it a 5. 5 pint. I'm gonna pick
Oh, get the hell out of here.
I like it. Don't get me wrong. I'll listen to it again, even though I've already listened to it 14 times this week. I'll put
Okay,
it on
good.
again, but
You're just getting started.
I'm
then.
just picking out the dark and brooding ones, and I'm gonna pretend the other ones aren't there. So
Okay, I think that's fair because if I got my alternate version and got it on record, get it off the CD, I got it pressed with a single copy pressing of an alternate track listing.
I was gonna say, and
Uh,
I listened to it streaming, so I did get that version. I got Living Too Late all week. I got Auto Tech Pilot all week. So I had the bonus tracks added in there.
I think we can agree that we like the singles and we wish that the singles were actually on the record and that some of these tracks that don't fit the vibe maybe were singles and could be enjoyed as sole entities and could be flipped over and put on and as 45s. Might be better for a couple of these to be 45s, play at high volume and get those laser beam sounds, the maximum volume. Might have a good time.
Well, I mean, definitely come back and listen soon, and we will tell you what we feel about the singles themselves. So,
Yep, that'll be next up. I like this version of the band, and I'm excited to see what they do with Grant Showbiz back in the mix coming up next. 1986 going to wrap up, and we're going to go into 1987, and that is going to have some little treats for us. So, until next time, we are The Fall.
we are the best.
Yeah, we